There was a time not so long ago when Mr. Samuel, a retired teacher living in Oregon, found himself struggling with something he never imagined getting out of bed. It wasn't just the stiffness in his legs or the ache in his back. It was the quiet fear that his body was slowly giving up on him. The strength he once had from years of teaching, walking, gardening, it all seemed to fade little by little. One morning, after reading an article about longevity in Japan, something inside him stirred. He remembered a trip he took to Kyoto 20 years ago, how every morning an elderly couple at his ryokan would kneel gracefully on the tatami mat, sip a warm, cloudy drink, and begin their day with energy and peace. That memory led him on a journey. And what he discovered wasn't a magic pill or intense workout. It was something far simpler and far more powerful. A morning drink, a Japanese tradition, a ritual of healing. Today we'll explore that same morning ritual, a warm drink rooted in centuries of Japanese wisdom that supports muscle recovery, reduces morning stiffness, and gently brings back energy for those over 60. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why muscle recovery becomes harder. After 60. For many people over 60, the body begins to feel like a quiet stranger, slower, stiffer, more reluctant to bounce back after physical activity. But why does muscle recovery become more difficult as we age? The answer lies in a natural process called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that begins around the age of 30 and accelerates after 60. Muscles recover slower, not just because we move less, but because our body's ability to rebuild muscle fibers weakens over time. After any physical effort, whether it's gardening, walking upstairs, or simply stretching the muscles, need protein hydration circulation and certain hormones like growth hormone and testosterone to repair themselves. As we age, all of these become less efficient. The body produces fewer regenerative hormones, the cells regenerate more slowly, and digestion becomes less effective at absorbing key nutrients like amino acids and magnesium. But it's not just about the biology, it's also about how we start our day. In the West, many people over 60 begin their mornings with coffee on an empty stomach, maybe a piece of toast, and sometimes a handful of medications. While coffee gives a temporary boost, it can also cause dehydration, increase cortisol, the stress hormone, and worsen morning stiffness if consumed without food or hydration. Contrast that with Japan, where many older adults start their day with a warm drink made from simple healing ingredients, something light, hydrating, and gentle on the digestive system. This is not just a cultural habit, it's a practice that supports better muscle and joint recovery throughout the day. Let's pause here for a moment and think. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing your muscles feel? Are they tight? Are your joints stiff? Imagine if that first moment could feel easier, lighter. The Japanese approach to mornings is deeply influenced by a concept called shokuiku, which means food education. It teaches that how and what we eat can prevent disease, preserve vitality, and create a sense of balance in the body. This philosophy applies even to a morning drink. It's not just what's in the cup, but the temperature, the timing, and the intention behind it. Studies have shown that starting your day with warm hydration can increase blood circulation, improve digestion, and help the muscles receive the nutrients they need more effectively. Warm liquids help relax blood vessels, gently wake up the digestive system, and even ease tension in the lower back and legs. For someone over 60, this can mean the difference between a sluggish morning and one that begins with clarity, ease, and readiness to move. As we age, our mornings matter more than ever. They set the tone for the rest of the day, not just emotionally, but physically. And the first thing we put into our body, that matters too. So what exactly is this Japanese morning drink we're talking about, and how can it support your muscle recovery naturally every single day? Let's explore that next. What Japanese elders do differently in the morning. In the quiet neighborhoods of Okinawa or the gentle hills of Nagano, mornings unfold in a slower, more mindful rhythm. If you were to visit a Japanese household just after sunrise, especially one with elderly family members, you'd notice something that feels both peaceful and purposeful. The day doesn't begin with a jolt of caffeine or the glare of a television screen. Instead, it starts with a few moments of silence, light movement, and often a warm, nourishing drink. This difference in ritual is not accidental. In Japan, aging is not seen as decline, but as a deepening of wisdom. And the way elders care for their bodies each morning reflects that belief. So what exactly are they doing differently? First, they honor slowness. Rather than rushing out of bed, Japanese elders often begin with gentle stretching, sometimes even lying in bed. This slow reawakening of the body helps reduce the risk of sudden blood pressure changes or muscle strain. Next, they hydrate not with cold water, but with a warm drink, typically something light and mineral-rich like barley tea miso broth, or a diluted mixture of rice vinegar and honey. These drinks are believed to support digestion, improve circulation, and awaken the body from within. There's a reason behind the warmth. Traditional Eastern medicine views cold in the body, especially in the morning, as something that constricts flow and slows healing. Warm liquids, by contrast, promote movement, especially of blood and qi, or life energy. Another important distinction: they eat with intention. While many in the West might skip breakfast or grab something quick, Japanese breakfasts tend to be small but balanced miso soup, steamed vegetables, fermented foods like natto, or a bit of grilled fish. All of these contain amino acids, probiotics, and enzymes that help the body digest and absorb nutrients, especially crucial for muscle recovery. But perhaps the biggest difference lies not in the ingredients, but in the attitude. The Japanese morning is a ritual, not a routine. They sit, even if just for a few minutes, often in silence. The act of holding a warm cup, taking small sips, breathing deeply, it brings presence to the moment. This mindfulness reduces stress, improves digestion, and supports the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which governs rest and repair. One elderly woman in Hokkaido, now 92, shared in an interview, "I don't rush in the morning. I drink something warm and think about the weather, the garden, the birds. It's how I greet my body." There is something healing in that slowness, in that respect for the body's rhythm. So while the Western approach might focus on supplements or high-intensity fitness, the Japanese path often begins with a cup of warmth, a breath of quiet, and the belief that healing happens gently. It's no wonder that Japan has one of the highest life expectancies in the world. And it's no coincidence that many of their elders remain active, agile, and vibrant well into their 80s and 90s. Introducing the traditional Japanese morning drink. Ingredients and cultural meaning. It's simple, it's warm, and it's been quietly supporting generations of Japanese elders for centuries. The traditional Japanese morning drink we're talking about is a warm miso-based tonic, often combined with other gentle healing ingredients like wakame seaweed tofu, or even a touch of grated ginger. At its heart is miso, a fermented soybean paste, rich in probiotics, minerals, and amino acids. But miso isn't just food in Japan, it's part of the soul of daily life. In fact, there's an old Japanese saying, "Miso shiru washin no yaku," Miso soup is true medicine. So why miso? And how does it support muscle recovery, especially after 60? Let's begin with its nutritional power. Miso is packed with essential amino acids, the building blocks of protein. These amino acids help rebuild microtears in muscle tissue, which is critical after any movement, whether it's stretching, walking, or recovering from a day of gardening. As we age, our bodies don't absorb protein as efficiently as they used to. That's why starting the day with a warm, easily digestible source of amino acids like miso can be a gentle, effective way to support muscle maintenance. But miso doesn't work alone. Traditional morning miso drinks often include wakame seaweed rich in iodine, calcium, and magnesium, key minerals for muscle function and bone health. Tofu, a soft source of plant protein and calcium that's easy on aging digestive systems. Grated ginger adds warmth, improves circulation, and reduces inflammation. Dashi, a broth made from kombu seaweed or bonito flakes. Full of umami, it makes the drink flavorful without needing salt or artificial ingredients. The drink is typically sipped slowly, sometimes even from a small bowl, rather than a cup, inviting a sense of calm and connection with the body. Culturally, this drink is more than just nutrition. It's a morning reset. It signals to the body, we are awake, we are safe, let's begin again. There's also a unique concept in Japan called ichiju isai, which means one soup, one dish. It reflects the idea that meals don't have to be complicated or large to be powerful. A single bowl of nourishing soup like this morning miso drink can offer more than calories, it offers care. And in the colder months, or for those waking up with joint pain or muscle tightness, this warm drink becomes a comfort ritual. The heat itself soothes stiffness, while the minerals in miso and seaweed help regulate fluid balance in the muscles, preventing cramps and supporting repair. One 67-year-old man in Osaka shared his routine in a local health interview. I have miso broth with a little tofu every morning before I take my walk. It helps my knees feel less tight, and I don't get that heavy feeling in my legs anymore. For people in the West, who often rely on sugary cereals, cold milk or black coffee as their first intake, the Japanese approach might feel unusual, but the results speak for themselves. Many elders in Japan report fewer incidents of muscle loss, better digestion, and less dependence on pain medication. And much of that is linked not to medication, but to daily habits like this morning drink. To recap, the traditional Japanese morning drink typically includes a base of warm miso broth, optional add-ins like tofu, wakame, grated ginger, or dashi, a serving temperature that's warm, not hot or cold to protect digestion, and most importantly, presence, sipping slowly in peace without distraction. No pills, no powders. Just food as healing in a way that's been practiced for centuries. The science behind the healing. How this drink supports muscle recovery. It's one thing to say a warm drink helps the body feel better. It's another to understand why and how. So let's gently unpack the science behind this centuries-old Japanese morning drink and how it supports muscle recovery for those over 60. First, we need to understand what happens to our muscles as we age. After 60, the body begins to lose muscle mass more rapidly. This condition, called sarcopenia, is not just about getting weaker, it affects balance, mobility, and even independence. Small everyday movements, getting out of a chair, reaching for something on a shelf, walking to the mailbox, can become harder because muscles no longer recover and rebuild like they used to. Why? Because muscle recovery requires more than just protein. It needs amino acids to repair muscle fibers, magnesium and potassium, to prevent cramps and support nerve function, hydration to deliver nutrients to cells and flush out waste circulation, to bring oxygen and healing factors to the tissues. Reduced inflammation, to allow tissues to heal faster. Now let's see how the Japanese morning drink, especially miso-based broth, supports these needs in a gentle, effective way. 1. Amino acids from miso and tofu. Miso is made by fermenting soybeans with koji, a special mold that enhances its nutritional value. This fermentation breaks down complex proteins into easily absorbable amino acids, which is key for older adults whose digestion may not be as strong. Tofu, often added to the drink, adds a clean source of plant protein, rich in leucine and isoleucine, two amino acids shown to promote muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Together, they help repair the microtears that naturally occur in muscles after even mild exertion. 2. Magnesium and potassium from seaweed. Wakame. The seaweed often included in this drink is a natural source of magnesium, potassium, and calcium. These minerals prevent muscle cramps, support healthy contractions and relaxations of the muscle, help with nerve signaling, especially important for balance and stability. Older adults who experience leg cramps or restless legs at night are often low in these minerals. Adding seaweed to the morning drink helps replenish these in a gentle food-based form. 3. Warm hydration boosts circulation. Unlike cold drinks, warm liquids help dilate blood vessels, improving circulation right from the start of the day. Better circulation means oxygen and nutrients reach muscles faster, and waste products like lactic acid are removed more efficiently. This is why many elders in Japan report less morning stiffness and more ease of movement after their morning miso drink. It's a small natural way to turn on the healing systems of the body. 4. Probiotics and gut health. Because miso is fermented, it contains probiotics, the good bacteria that support digestion. Why does this matter for muscle recovery? Because nutrient absorption starts in the gut. If your digestion is sluggish or unbalanced, even healthy food can't give your body what it needs. By supporting gut health, miso improves how the body absorbs protein, minerals, and even medications. Over time, this can improve overall energy, reduce bloating, and make meals more effective for recovery. 5. Anti-inflammatory benefits. The grated ginger, often added to the drink, has natural anti-inflammatory properties. It gently reduces systemic inflammation, a common issue for older adults, especially those with arthritis or joint pain. Reduced inflammation allows muscles and joints to heal faster and move more freely. 6. The mind-body connection. Finally, there's the healing power of mindfulness. In Japan, meals, especially the first one of the day, are often eaten slowly in silence or calm conversation. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system responsible for rest and repair. When you drink slowly, breathe deeply, and avoid rushing, your body digests more effectively and repairs more efficiently. So this morning drink isn't just about the nutrients, it's about how the body is invited to receive those nutrients. One small ritual, a warm cup, a few slow breaths, and a gentle message to the body we are healing today. How to make this drink at home. A gentle step-by-step guide. You don't need to fly to Japan or visit a specialty health store to enjoy the benefits of this traditional morning drink. With just a few simple ingredients and a gentle morning routine, you can bring this healing ritual into your own kitchen starting tomorrow. Here's how to make a Japanese-inspired miso morning drink that supports muscle recovery, digestion, and overall comfort, especially after 60. Ingredients. 1. Serving 1 teaspoon of organic miso paste. White or yellow miso is best for morning use, milder and less salty. 1 cup 240 milliliters of warm water or dashi broth. Optional, a few cubes of soft tofu cut into small pieces. A pinch of dried wakame rehydrated in water for 2 minutes. A few shavings of fresh ginger. A sprinkle of green onions for flavor. Let's break it down slowly. Step 1. Heat the water or make a simple dashi. If you prefer plain, just warm 1 cup of water until it's hot but not boiling. Boiling water can kill the probiotics in miso. The ideal temperature is around 120–140 degrees, 50–60 degrees. Steaming but still sippable. If you'd like to go more traditional, make a quick dashi broth. Add a 2-inch strip of dried kombu seaweed to 1 cup of water. Let it soak for 10 minutes, then gently heat, do not boil. Remove the kombu just before it boils. This creates a mineral-rich, umami-flavored base perfect for deeper nourishment. Step 2. Add the miso paste. In a small bowl or mug place, 1 teaspoon of miso paste. Add a little of the warm water, about 2 tablespoons, and stir gently to dissolve the miso. Once smooth, pour in the rest of the warm water or dashi. Stir slowly and breathe in the aroma. It's calming and earthy, a perfect way to center your morning. Step 3. Add optional boosters. Here's where you can customize it to your needs. Add soft tofu for extra protein and calcium. Drop in a pinch of rehydrated wakame for magnesium and minerals. Grate a bit of ginger if you need help with inflammation or circulation. Top with sliced green onions for gentle flavor and antioxidants. These additions are not only healing, they turn a simple drink into a nurturing experience. Step 4. Sip slowly with intention. Find a quiet place to sit by the window at your kitchen table or outside if the weather allows. Wrap your hands around the warm bowl. Let the warmth touch your fingertips. Take a deep breath and begin to sip slowly. Don't rush. Let the warmth move through your body. Feel your stomach relax. Let your muscles soften. This isn't just a drink, it's your morning medicine. A real story. An American's experience with the morning drink. Meet Linda. She's 68, lives in Vermont, and describes herself as stubbornly independent. For years, she prided herself on taking care of her garden, walking her dog each morning, and cooking meals from scratch. But last winter, something changed. I'd wake up and feel like my legs were made of stone, she said. It was harder to get up, and I noticed I was moving slower all day. I thought maybe it was just aging, and I had to accept it. Then during a conversation with her daughter who teaches yoga and loves all things Japanese, Linda heard about the warm miso morning drink. I was skeptical at first, she laughed. Soup for breakfast. But I promised I'd try it for 2 weeks. She followed a simple routine, warming water, stirring in miso, and adding a few tofu cubes and seaweed. No rushing, no phone. Just 10 quiet minutes by the window, sipping slowly. After a few days, something shifted. I realized I wasn't groaning when I stood up. My knees felt softer. I could bend and reach for the newspaper without wincing. But it wasn't just physical. That little ritual gave me space in the morning. It felt like I was treating myself with care instead of rushing into the day. Now, 8 months later, it's still her morning rhythm. I don't feel like I'm fighting my body anymore, she says. I feel like I'm supporting it. Linda's story is simple but powerful. No big diet change, no new medication, just warmth, minerals, and presence. It's proof that healing doesn't have to come in loud or expensive ways. Sometimes it begins with a warm bowl between your hands. Aging is not the end of strength, it's the beginning of a deeper kind. One that comes from listening to your body, honoring its rhythm, and choosing small, nourishing rituals each day. This simple Japanese morning drink is more than miso and water. It's a practice of kindness, a quiet act of healing, a way to remind your muscles, your joints, and your heart that they are still deeply cared for. You don't need to change everything. You only need to begin one warm sip at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's video offered you something new, a sense of hope, a gentle idea, a little comfort, I'd love to know. Please leave a comment below and tell me, what do your mornings feel like right now? And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. There's more healing wisdom from Japan coming your way. Stay warm, stay steady, and take good care of yourself. Disclaimer: health information shared in this video is not one size fits all and should not replace medical advice. If you have concerns about your health, please consult with your doctor. In case of emergency, contact a local healthcare provider or emergency services immediately.